Hello everyone, this is a biology teacher and I'm here to help show you how to use my marker game. This is a resource that you'll find on my Teacher Pay Teachers content, and I primarily use this in my 11th and 12th grade AP biology class. I probably wouldn't use this in my 9th and 10th grade biology classes just because it's at a little bit of a higher level and the content is just more focused for just that 11th, 12th grade AP class. So with that being said, I'm going to show you where to find this on my Teacher Pay Teachers account and how I use this in the classroom. So this is my, if you go to my profile on TikTok, you'll see this link tree that is in my profile. This will take you to, again, my link tree with everything here organized. You can obviously go to my Teacher Pay Teachers just directly from this link, but I like to go and use my Google spreadsheet because everything is organized there. In this Google spreadsheet, you'll see the first tab here is organized by AP Biology. The second one's Biology. The third one is other it's like the other teaching resources that I have. The fourth is just the resources by type. This is what I'm actually going to be using to find all of these marker games. So the columns here have a bunch of different resources, primarily the ones I use in AP Biology. But if you find one that you want to use under, you can see here it says marker game. Obviously, they're marker game directions, but each one of these is a specific content of the marker game. So you can see like biotechnology, you can see like evolution of populations. Let's click on let's do natural selection. Once you're at my marker game, all you have to do is download the file and you'll have everything that you need. When you open up your marker game, you'll notice that there will be a title page and a set of directions here that show you how to play the game. When you play this game, typically I have students standing. It shows them sitting here, but I typically have them standing with a marker in between them. I also give the students a secondary marker to kind of write down their scores. Whenever they're playing, they can usually write the scores on their table and you can just wipe it off at the end of the class. But basically what you do in this game is, if it's a true statement, the student that grabs it first gets the point. If it's a false statement, the students don't want to grab it. So how I play is, if a student does grab it and it's a false statement, then they get negative a point. If neither student grabs it and it's false, then they both get a point. It helps them kind of just get more points. If it's a true statement and no one grabs it, then no one gets a point. So the goal is to grab it if it's true and to not grab it if it's false. If you look at my PowerPoint slides here, you're going to notice that each of the slides looks like it's just the statement without the true and false. However, when you actually play this from the beginning, you can see what happens is you'll get the true and false after you click the next, for the next slide. What I did was, just to make sure whenever you bring this up, you can't see true or false for the first couple. So I made it so there's a box here that will go away after you click. So again, if you play this from the beginning, or play from really any slide, you'll see the true and false true and false answers with the explanation for each one of these different slides. For this activity, I like to plan around 10 to 20 minutes to get through a whole PowerPoint. That's with setup and with breaking it down, because you have to pass out the markers and collect the markers. And sometimes, for my classes at least, I like to maybe focus this as a large portion of the class and, say to the students like, hey, this is what we're going to use to study today. Sometimes I'll say, hey, at the end of class, if we have time, we can play this, but if not, that's fine. I like to sometimes call these, I hate to use the word filler, but I like to have these as end of class activities, where if a class goes through a lesson pretty quickly and you have 10-15 minutes at the end of class randomly, you can use this to kind of fill that time and make it more productive than just having the students be on their phone or just sitting there doing other work. Plus the students, when I use this in my classroom, the students really enjoyed this. It's a low stakes, high reward game, and it's a lot of going back and forth. It's a competition. Sometimes I'll stop halfway through a PowerPoint and say, okay, whoever won, you won, but everyone switch partners, and they have to go to a new partner, and we restart the game after just like 10 or 15 slides, because then they get to kind of compete against somebody else and it's not the same person. Because sometimes, in what I've seen, is when somebody's either winning by a lot or losing by a lot, they kind of get disinterested in the game. And if there's a reset, then students might get more involved. They might have a competition with somebody that they have a more likely chance of winning. So this is something that I use pretty regularly, at least once every 2 weeks in my classroom. And I hope that you use it as well. I hope that you can use all of these resources. But one last thing before I end this video, if you ever do find a mistake in my PowerPoints, I've tried to find all the mistakes, but I also like to add to these. But if you do find a mistake, please email me and let me know. Just tell me what PowerPoint it's from or what game it's from, and I'll try to fix it and re-upload it. Thank you very much.